Hi, this is Pat Roy with the Jonathan Park Project. I'm with Dwayne Riffenberg. He and his son co-wrote Jonathan Park and the Whispering Sphinx. We've been doing an ongoing interview, and I would like to pick up where we left off with this question. So, what makes up the character of Akiva?
Well, Akiva is kind of as he starts out, he's kind of a street rat type of guy who, if you need something, he knows how to get it. And he's lighthearted and willing to bend and contort himself into whatever it takes to get the job done. And he's got a great sense of honesty and great sense of humor. I just really enjoyed writing for him.
Okay, please tell me about the Abbas story arc.
Sure. The Abbas story arc was something that was very close to our hearts because in our world these days, there is the rise of so much Muslim activity. And when you really study what the Muslims believe and how it matches up with the biblical account, there are some differences there, quite a few of them very significant. And so we wanted to really challenge those differences and talk about them because if there is one God, as I believe, and he has put down one way of salvation, which is Christ, then we have a big problem if you have a whole bunch of folks who think he's just a teacher. And so hopefully through the story what we were able to show is that he was more than just a teacher and that the transformation of coming to Christ is something that anybody, whether you be an Indian, a Hindu, a Muslim, a Buddhist, if there's one way of salvation, Christ is the one door, because Christ said, "No one comes unto the Father but through me," then it's very, very important that we get it right. A lot of people will say, oh, there's many ways to God. Well, there may be many ways to lead you to Christ, but Christ is the only way to God. And so we wanted to look into those things, even though it's kind of a frightening thing to do. Sometimes you can get a whole lot of abuse with that, but being a Christian, we're also told that we will suffer abuse. So we just had to do what we had to do.
Okay, so what was your favorite scene to write?
I think the favorite scene to write, and I don't know if I could get it down to just one scene. Let me think. I'd have to say the part of the story when Akiva and Jonathan find the fighter jet and fly it up out of the oil tanker and take off with it was probably the most fun because it seemed to me to be a really out of left field kind of answer to the fighter jet problem. And we got to see a side of Akiva that really we got that idea partially from Mr. Lieberman himself, that he said he was in the Israeli military, but he always wanted to fly. And so we thought how fun it would be for him to be able to kind of live that out in the episode. And also in that same story is Jeff Bates revealing that he's also a spy. And that, too, was something where we were talking with the actor and kind of bouncing off ideas, because we would record these episodes without the next two being completely written. So as we were in recording and talking with the people, it was kind of fun to bounce off them their ideas and how they saw their character. And so we found when we would write something into the script that the actors themselves would really love to do, boy, they really put their all into it, and we got a fantastic performance out of them. So Jeff Bates, being the undercover spy, was in part that actor's idea.
Okay, so that was your favorite episode to write, but what was your favorite scene to listen to once it was produced?
I think the favorite scene to listen to is the end, when the Effendi gets his comeuppance, and how the voice in the Sphinx all of a sudden changes and calls him on the carpet for what he truly is. I really enjoy the way that came together at the end.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
Well, I think I'd like to add that I hope everybody really enjoys this. We put, like I said, many months into the writing, and Pat worked feverishly on going through the teaching and making sure it was right and in the right order, and it was a tremendous effort. And we just really hope that people really enjoy this. And on top of that, that it really strengthens their faith, because we're all, those of us who are involved in Jonathan Park, are just very aware of the fact that we're dealing with a powerful medium of entertainment, and we don't want to cross the line and do anything that would lead people astray. We want to do everything that will lead people back to God and back to the Bible. So I just pray that as people listen to this and enjoy it and have a good time, that it draws them closer to God. And I give God all the glory for everything we've done. He's the one who allowed us to write. I mean, really, in my history, it's really funny that I'm a writer now, because I was a terrible English and composition student in high school, just awful. And I have a brother who always wanted to be an author. And so here, through the grace of God, everything's completely changed around. My brother's doing something completely different, and I'm the writer in the family. So, and the most wonderful aspect of this for me personally is that it gives me a chance to work with Christians, like-minded folks who have a real love for the gospel. And the most individual love of this for myself is that I get to work with my son so closely. And we just really enjoy working together. We are each other's best friend, and it's just the greatest.
Okay, thanks, Dwayne. That was Dwayne Riffenberg. He and his son wrote Jonathan Park and the Whispering Sphinx. And to learn more about the album, please visit us at jonathanpark.com.